My name is Patrick Kimera from KPI Solutions Inc. I'm the business doctor, as most people would like to call me. I help small businesses understand how businesses make money and how businesses fail. And I help people go from this level of stress to a successful business that can run with or without the owner.
Before working with Patrick, I was actually, really concerned about owning my own business. I had never gone through this venture before. I've had previous business coaches, and I want to say nothing really worked. I wasn't familiar with the food industry in itself. And then I started working with Patrick.
A typical client comes to us because they went into business to do what their uncle does, or what their dad does, or what their friend does. And they quickly realize that the marketplace is not going to give you those customers that are going to come looking for you, customers that are going to pay when you want them to pay, at the price you want them to pay.
Before meeting Patrick, I sometimes had, fear and was a bit more negative. He helped me really grow from the inside out, to understand that, to not have fear, to have one of his famous quotes is, have trust in the universe.
The very first thing we're going to do when a prospect comes in, we're going to interview you, figure out exactly where you are, where you want to be. If you happen to work with anybody on your team, we're going to have a conversation with that person.
And I had a lot going for me that I wasn't focusing on. I had a great flow of clients, never suffered for the work coming in. What Patrick identified for us was the can-do. A lot of times you say, I want to grow my practice, and then there's the but. You don't look at the but. When you're working with Patrick, you're looking at what will it take? There aren't any negatives in the equation. That was one of the biggest things for me, was looking at what I already had. I did that with my partner, looking at him differently. I didn't want him to know all the business side of things. I said, there's too much debt, there's too many responsibilities. I feel like he'd be bogged down in it. And Patrick said, it's time. He's been with you a long time. It's time for him to bring what he can bring to the table.
We're going to come back with a solution to the problem, whatever that problem is that we found.
I'm excited about helping others. And I think that what Patrick has allowed me to do is always know that everything can be figured out and there is a solution to every problem.
What makes us unique, we can actually say no to your project if we don't think there's any value we are bringing to the table. That's not very common, but we will say no to a project that we think is not going to be a good fit. Number two, we have this experience. I've worked with a small business consulting firm that took me every state in the U.S., from construction to retail to every industry you can think about.
Anyone who's questioning if working with Patrick is right for them, if they want to achieve success and growth, Patrick can help you do this in using any real metric that you use.
One thing that I keep telling our clients, people that work with us will remember one main thing, that in a bad economy, businesses are not created the same, and so they are not going to be affected equally. That's why you will see during any bad economy, a percentage of businesses were wiped off the map, but some businesses actually did their best during that time. If there is one reason you actually need to work with KPI Solutions Inc., is that we teach you and you quickly realize that the results you get in a business have nothing much to do with what's going on outside of your business. It's really the internally generated problems for things you are not doing or not doing the way you ought to be doing that are causing all these challenges that now become so huge for you, the owner, to manage.
We have much more time, much less stress. We have a team in place that we didn't have before, but I was afraid of that because I felt like I had too many negatives in the way. Like, well, I have all this credit card debt and I have some, taxes that I'm going to have to pay, and I'm still worrying about whether I can meet payroll every week. And I don't really want to show anybody that. I don't want to shine the light on that. But with Patrick, he shined the light himself. He was like, no, we're going to figure this out. So what's it going to take for you to change this up? How are we going to attack that piece of things?
Patrick is very insightful. He's very professional, and he has a great sense of guidance and business sense about him. And this is only going to lead to success in your life, no matter how you define that.
If you're not sure to make a phone call, it will be the best decision you ever make. Why? You have nothing to lose and everything to gain. If there's something that you're not sure of, you pick up the phone, you can talk to Patrick on the phone, you meet him in person, you will feel very comfortable, and I can promise you and guarantee you it'll be the best decision you ever make.